Welcome back. You're watching India Market Close. We'll take it straight to the bull versus bear on a big buzzer on the Nifty 50. 5% lower on Bajaj Finance. Let's try and break this down a little bit better. Now, in terms of the AUM growth guidance, it's achieved the guidance. 26 to 28% was the guidance band. They've achieved it. That's the bull case. They continue to achieve whatever they really guide for. And that's the one big positive when it comes to Bajaj Finance. The bear case, the FY26 loan growth guidance is tapered down. 24 to 25% is the loan growth guidance. If they do that, great. But is there a further downward bias to that growth number? We'll have to wait and watch for another quarter or two, and what is the kind of guidance that comes through on that count. Credit costs are better than industry for sure. We've seen pressure with regard to unsecured lending across the board. Bajaj Finance has come out relatively unscathed. 2.05 to 2.1% credit cost in this kind of an environment is not bad at all. But they continue to remain elevated. 1.85 to 1.95 is the band that they've guided for with regard to where FY26 is concerned. Again, could there be upside bias or rather downside bias to that? Well, you could well say that there is that risk. When you're looking at what was expected or what is expected FY26, you are expecting profit growth of 25%. Plenty of levers to take care of that, including credit cost. But what you are seeing is an ROA and ROE taper with regard to the guidance. The guidance has always been 4.6 to 4.8%. Now they widened the band and reduced the guidance. So 4.3 to 4.7% on the ROE metric versus 4.6 to 4.8, and on the ROE from 21 to 23 they've now guided lower for 19 to 21. So that kind of impacting the bear case situation. Let's look at valuations. It's well below the 5-year average. 6.2 times price to book is the 5-year average as per Bloomberg, versus 4.7 times is the current 1-year forward price to book value. So well in terms of the discount, but lower growth, lower ROA, lower ROE. With all of that, would you give a larger discount to that 5-year average price to book is really the question. But whatever it is, we are seeing a 5% lower on Bajaj Finance. Hiral.
Absolutely. A 5% pressure, 5% downtick coming in on a Bajaj Finance, I beg your pardon, and you have a FinServ also, which is seeing a counter impact. Let me also welcome in Vineet Bulinjkar, Head of Research at Ventura Securities, and we have Kush Bora, who stays with us as well on the channel right now. But Vineet, your quick view in terms of the Bajaj twins firstly.
So, with respect to Bajaj Finance, I was not really perturbed by the lower guidance because, as your base keeps expanding, your, the growth percentage will obviously come down. You can't keep growing infinitely at 25+%. Having said that, the disappointing was the fact that they've lowered their ROE and ROA guidance, and that is where the sell-off is happening. So that is a cause for worry, and so there would be downgrades on this, and I expect that over a period of time the price would adjust to around 83-8400 levels.
Okay.
How would you look at it, Kush, from a technical perspective?
So Harsh, I think I'll wait and watch on this one. The reason being that ever since mid, when the stock hit about 8600 for the first time after a while, there have been actually 3 legs of negative divergences. Although the stock went on another 1000 points from there, hit 9600, and now is seeing a bit of a correction. I think all of these negative divergences over the course of 2-3 months is now adding up. If you see today, of course, we know the news, we know the numbers. On the back of that, the stock is slipping lower. It's also broken the 50-day moving average, which stands near the 8700 mark. Support is close to the 8400 mark at first, and then about 8250. So if it does come to those levels and does look like it's holding ground, perhaps I might consider. At the moment, I'll perhaps just wait and watch. Let this dust settle and see whether stock actually finds a feet here and revives. Otherwise, it could, as I said, slip lower to 8400, 8250 as well.